Hi everyone. So this reading is for someone who feels like they are really over giving, whether it's in one situation or whether it's your life in general. It feels like there is a definite feeling of over giving coming through. So I'd like to do a 4-card spread using one tarot deck and 2 oracle decks to see if you can get some more information about how you can protect your energy if you are overgiving and what that situation looks like. So this position is going to tell us, what do you have to give? What needs to be protected? Who or what needs you? And what should you say no to? So those are our 4 positions that we're going to use for this reading. So I'm going to add 1 Prism Oracle to each of these positions. So rejection wants to pop out, did pop out. So this could be about you needing to reject someone, but let's see. It could be that you're people pleasing because you're afraid of rejection, but we'll shuffle that back in and see what else comes through, what else wants to speak up. And then we'll do an archetype card, and then we can get into this. Okay, so in the position of what do you have to give? We have, wow, look at that, 6 of Pentacles. That is the card of giving. It can be a card of overgiving, which is exactly what we're asking. So you do have a lot to give is what this is telling me. Doesn't mean you have to give it, but you do have a lot to give. Then you have consciousness and you have the mentor. This is really about a lot of spiritual energy. The 6 of Pentacles can be a card of spirit. The 6s are often, for me, the cards of spirit guides, gifts from our guides, guidance, help that we receive from the other side. But since this 6 of Pentacles is really representing you, it's telling me that you have a lot of spiritual energy that people like. So you perhaps are the person that everyone is drawn to, magnetized to, the people that everybody wants to be around because you have so much love and light and spirit to offer that you make people feel so good that they just want to be around you all the time. I think that your crown chakra is very balanced, very open and aware of the spiritual energies. You feel like a very spiritual person. And so it gives me the impression that you really do understand how the spiritual energy works. And you probably do give of it very freely is what I'm getting. But I do understand, I don't want to get too far ahead yet, but I do understand why if you give too freely with your spirit and your energy, that you can feel like you are drained, that you feel like you need to just now get away from people so that you can recharge your battery. But I don't want to focus too much on that yet. What I'm getting from this is you also have the ability to teach people how to tap into their own energy so they don't have to just be sapping you of yours. This mentor card is telling me that you can really teach people how to focus their mental clarity and how to meditate and how to open their crown chakra and how to balance their energies. It feels like you have the ability to do that. You might not know that you have that ability, but that is what the cards are telling me, that you strongly have this ability to teach other people how to, in other words, go get their own so they don't have to keep taking from you. So you have that ability, but you also are very freely giving of your energy, and that may be where you're over giving. But we're going to see, we should see next what should be protected. So the 8 of Pentacles, happiness, and the Queen. So you are still working on your own self-mastery. You are still working on your own personal development and your own personal growth and your own self-awareness. And I think that you may not always be fully aware of why you feel so drained when you're around other people. But it does feel like when you are around other people and they are draining you, they're draining you of your happiness, because in the what needs to be protected, happiness came out. So I feel like the more that people are around you and the more they get their happiness from you because they're taking your energy, well, then just organically, if they're taking that away from you, then you're going to feel the loss of that. You're going to feel the loss of happiness the more that they get, unless you're replenishing it. But that's the point where it feels like the point is you are meant to teach people how to go get their own, and that everyone can be tapped into this love and light energy. Everyone can be tapped into their crown chakra and their true spirit and their true happiness, and not have to go through you to use your conduit to get it. So hopefully that makes sense. And I think that you do treat people with a lot of grace, but the queen aspect here is also saying to face this with a lot of courage, that protect your own courage by setting boundaries and saying with this 8 of Pentacles, well, this is my vessel, this is my body, and I'm bringing spirit through it. And I'm okay to offer you some, but you can't deplete me of all of mine. And so there is a courage of speaking up. And I think many times when it comes to people pleasing, it's a key factor with people pleasers that it's very difficult to say no. And we did see that rejection card pop out. So these could be lovers or people that you feel very strongly about or very passionate about that you don't want to be rejected by or from. And so you just allow them to continue to sap your energy, or whoever this is. It doesn't have to be a lover, but with these sacral chakras coming out, it's making me feel like lovers. But it can be anybody. It can be people you have heated arguments with. It could be, just make it make sense for you. But I do get the sense that you're saying, this is mine, and I'm happy to share it with you, but I'm not going to give it all to you. And here's how you can go get your own. The same way that I receive it is the same way that everyone can receive it, and you don't have to drain me of all of mine. So this is who or what needs you. So we have the Fool, isolation, and the Self. Wow, this couldn't be more clear. You need you is what this is giving me. This Fool, isolation, and the Self are all very much cards of doing something on your own. The Self is about integrating all aspects of yourself. So I feel like you are neglecting certain aspects of yourself when you're giving your energy away so freely to other people. And that your crown is showing up again, in the sense that if you were to really tap into that crown energy, which looks like it's very healthy and balanced, you would see the need to meditate and spend time alone and find all those different aspects of yourself that have broken off over time, or broken off because people are draining you, or parts of yourself that you're denying, and new adventures even that you could set off on, or risks that you could be taking for yourself, or dreams you could be embarking upon. If there are visions you've always had for yourself, or childhood dreams, or books you want to write, or channels you want to start, or classes you want to study, make it make sense for you. But this is what needs you. You need you. You need to bring all aspects of yourself back together and isolate yourself in a deep, probably meditative way, so that you can really replenish that energy that's being drained of you. So then finally, with the what should you say no to, although I keep being called back to this Fool card, so let me think about this for a second. With the Fool card keeps calling me. It's saying that there's something deeper. There's more to this, that there's healing that needs to be done for you, maybe a trauma that you've been through, or something that you're starting to see more clearly, or something you need to see more clearly, and why you have these little broken aspects of yourself. And that the risk that you could be taking is diving deeper into your own trauma and what made you the people pleaser in the first place, or what made you the overgiver in the first place, or what makes you not want to be rejected by people who, even people who drain you of your happiness, you still don't want to be rejected by them. So anyway, that was, I think, the last thing that the Fool card wanted to say. So, okay, so what should you say no to? Wow. 5 of Swords, Magic, and the Pilgrim. Well, there's definitely a need to say no to the people who are being deceptive or taking from you or manipulating almost with this magic card. Um, this feels like a lot of third eye energy to me. So let me just sit with this for a second. But there is definitely people around you who are draining you, but it's more nefarious than I thought. That they know that they're draining you. They know that they are taking up too much of your time, your space, your money, your energy, whatever that is. But they also just don't care. It's almost like they know you're an overgiver, so they're taking advantage of that. So if this feels like something or someone you know, if there's a situation around you that you feel like they're taking advantage of you because you don't want them to reject you, then that's exactly what we're talking about. I'm also getting with this magic card that because your crown is so open and balanced, this is really saying what I believe this position was saying, to sit and meditate, because you're going to get a lot of messages about who is for you and who is not for you. But it feels like at this time, it's most important. I just saw 1111 as I said that, but it's most important for you to focus on you and no one else, is very clearly coming through. And to really do some more exploratory work with the pilgrim. It feels like there are people who come in and perhaps out of your life. It feels like just whenever they feel like it or whenever they need something. If they need your energy, they need your time, they need your advice, they need your money, make it make sense, but then they disappear on you. This is very strongly coming through. That's who you need to be saying no to and saying yes to yourself. And that this is a perfect opportunity for you to dive deeper into why you're an overgiver in the first place. And that starts with deep meditation, perhaps addressing some trauma, maybe getting counsel or guidance with that, or even just diving deep and meditating on your inner child and hear what your inner child wants to tell you about the situation. But your crown chakra is really open right now. So I feel like you could get a lot of messages through spirit if you just sit down quietly and ask. So there you go. That is your reading for Are You Overgiving? Please let me know how this was resonant for you. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.